My name is Matt Lees, joined by Simon Miller.
Greetings.
And I want to talk to you today not about this game. This is a game called Delver, and I played it a little bit this week because it appeared on Steam Early Access. Because it's still an alpha kind of beta stage, but you can support it and get access to the game and play it. And basically, this is a roguelike, and I thought I'd better show you this because I kind of got this and thought, hey, cool, this is going to be loads of fun. And it kind of seemed like an awesome idea, so I wanted to get involved and have a go at it. But I found it quite disappointing. And I wasn't going to make a full video about it because I just don't think it's very good, to be honest. I don't think
we
it's
don't
bad.
rip into things for no reason.
Yeah, I kind of like, we've had a couple of videos recently where we have played stuff and I've just ripped in stuff that's been really bad, but a lot of people are like, hey, you know, don't do that, what's the point? And actually, I'm kind of increasingly agreeing with them. I sort of think if it's not that good, just sort of say, hey, not very good, and then move on. Anyway, this is not very good, and I'll explain why.
So we're going to move on.
We're going to move on very quickly, but I want to show it to you, and for reasons I'll explain why. Basically, it is a roguelike, which means it's randomly developed dungeons, and you go through, you kill monsters, you level up, you find loot, and it's got the kind of voxel Minecraft style.
Yeah, you can see that massively, can't you?
Yeah, you can definitely see that. But it's not very good, and the reason it's not very good is because there's just not enough to it. There's not enough. You have the kind of like your classic armor stuff, you can equip items and amulets, you can eat food, you can collect weapons, and use different weapons to fight the enemies. But you know what, it's lacking lots of stuff. There isn't any atmosphere really. The enemies don't really make any noise, they just sort of shuffle towards you very slowly. A lot of the time there are traps, but the traps aren't very clever, it's just a case of don't walk on things, otherwise they kill you. And often you only know when enemies are there when they start hitting you in the back.
Just like then.
Just like then.
Yeah.
It's not terrible, but it just sort of feels like it's early access and you can buy into it and you can give the devs feedback on what you want to see in the game. But as far as I'm concerned, this isn't a game right now that needs content. It's a game that needs to work out what it's doing in terms of design because it's very basic. Yeah. There doesn't appear to be any depth. And really, I think a good roguelike needs to be that when you die, you need to feel like you've learned something. You need to feel like you faced a situation which was unusual, and then next time you face it, you'll know what to do. Whereas in this, it just sort of feels like, you know, after all you really learn from each time you play is like not to drink black potions and stuff like that. And it's all right. And I know a lot of people probably like it just because it seems to fit the bill of having all the basic things. But personally, oh dear, I think it needs a lot of work before it gets to be a game that I would consider being really good. However, this game is different. And the reason I show you this game will become quite clear. Now, this game is the game we're talking about. This is a game called Eldritch. Now, the reason I'm talking about this in Delver is that Delver is available to buy now. It's popped up on Steam. You can get it. Eldritch is not yet on Steam. They've got it still in Greenlight. If you pre-order it now, you can get access to the beta probably in a couple of weeks. It's going to be out. And then the full game will be out in October. So this is a game that's going to be out and available to buy very soon. Now, this has some serious similarities to that game, because of the fact that, first of all, it's a roguelike, it's voxel-based, and it's kind of like dungeony. But the difference is this is really, really good. This game is really good. Delver still needs a lot of work, I think. Fundamentally, it's not in a great place in terms of being an interesting idea, whereas this is smart. And what I like about this is, first things first, I'll show you, make your little character, so it can be a lady.
That's nice. I like that. That's a cool thing in the mirror. Very simple.
It's always nice. Thing in the mirror. And I like the fact that you can be a lady or a man. Yeah, but it's not judgmental about body types. So here I am, a man with a moustache and tits. A moustache and tits.
It's the world we all want to live in.
The best of both worlds. And yeah, this is the library. So basically you start off in this library.
It looks cool. Instantly it's got my attention.
You've got pedestals. Looks like spherical objects could be placed here, eh? Interesting.
I wonder if we should do that.
So we've got some interesting stuff going on here. And the way this works basically is you're in this library and you read some books and you get the impression you're stuck in this kind of eternal library. Now, you start off by going into the books. Fumph, let's go into a book. Oh, sugar buns.
I like it.
Now,
very smart.
This is basically, it's inspired by Call of Cthulhu. And it's basically the idea of you going into these deep, underground, weird, kind of randomly generated dungeons, and you've always just got to go down. And there are little monsters that fight you. I must admit, the punching animation in this is bloody mental.
I just love the fact you have constantly clenched fists. You're always ready to go, and you have no elbow.
No,
it's always a plus.
It's very bizarre, but I'll probably have a gun or a knife soon. It's actually quite simple. In contrast to Delver, which has like kind of lots of different loot you can get, which I didn't it was all a bit dull. This doesn't have much going on. But it does, and this is interesting, and I'll explain this in a second. Basically, you have these giant statues that you randomly find, and when you pray at them, you can get a power for your other mouse button. So the main mouse button, the left mouse button, is for using whatever weapon you've got equipped. The right mouse button uses a power. Now, it may come as interest to you that one of the guys who designed this, or the guy, worked as an AI designer on a bunch of games, including Bioshock 2.
I can see. You can see.
So you've got the kind of like pistol or knife in one hand, and then the power in the other hand, and there are a whole bunch of powers you can get. Some quite interesting stuff. This is doing a little tutorial stuff because I played it for the first time on a different PC. So it's explaining to me how to play. So now I've got my pistol and my knife, and it doesn't appear there are any other weapons as far as I've seen. It's just you have a revolver or a knife, and then you go around.
Is this game terrifying?
It is a bit scary.
This is slightly, for a game that's like a cartoon, not a cartoony art style, but you know, it seems to have a very harsh atmosphere.
Well, it's, you know, you can kind of hear this. It's almost like shoegaze kind of drawl in the background. Yeah. It's very sinister. And the thing is, this game is split up into 3 different worlds, at least. I haven't worked out how the game pans out after that. But you collect these artifacts. And the way it works is you'll see in the top right corner, right, you've got your health. So I've got 2 out of 3. And you randomly find little fountains in the levels, which can give you an extra permanent health boost. Can I do this? Yeah, I can. You've also got here the blue thing in the top corner. Also underneath that is a currency, and you use that for whoa. Oh, that's not good. This is not good.
Good grief! The difference between the two. I mean, I hate using the word. You have to forgive me now, watchers. But it's just got character to it straight away.
Yes.
You can see instantly that it has, you know, without even saying anything, it has something to say. Yeah. Which is quite a hard thing to pull off in games.
Well, this is the thing as well. Like the main problem I have with Delver is it has no atmosphere. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, the enemies don't have a presence really. It just feels very generic. And a lot of people, you know, I wanted to like it because it had all of the pieces of a puzzle that I like the sound of. You know. Yeah. But when I actually got down to it, I thought it has no soul. It's just it's not good. Whereas this has tons of atmosphere.
Yeah, you can tell.
And the reason I started off this video with Delver was just because I know that if you're like me and the idea of a kind of simple roguelike in a 3D dungeon sounds cool, then I want you to know that Delver is not the game you want. Don't make the same mistake that I made of buying Delver and then literally like a day later spotting this and going, oh, what's this thing coming out? And then going, oh my God, this is so much better. Because it's really similar, but it's really smart. And it's simplified in the way that Delver has the loot system where you can get better swords and better wands, but it's sort of a bit of an empty progression. This is very simple. You have a pistol, you can get knives, you can collect ammo. So you'll see that ammo is on the left side of the screen as well, and the other thing is keys. So it's actually it's almost like inspired by Zelda in its simplicity there.
Honestly, there's a lot of similarities in the sense of the kind of dungeon-esque nature of the levels and stuff.
The dungeony levels are quite similar. Also, the fact that, you know, you've got the stuck on ladder there. You've also got the fact, you know, the simple currencies, excellence, the heart systems. There's definitely a Zelda vibe going on. But what I like is this early start of the game is like cartoony, slightly sinister. Yeah. But the enemies aren't really that frightening. But then you get to the other area, and I'll hopefully be able to get to the other area soon. And it gets frightening. This is also, there's some clever stuff going on here, right? When you kill these guys, when you loot a corpse, you immediately get the stuff on it. But when you loot a corpse, it means that that enemy can then respawn in the level. So basically, you've got an option. If you kill something and you don't loot it, it means that you can then explore the level with one less enemy.
Back. Right, I see.
But if you kill it and loot it, then it means that, yeah. So
risk reward, baby.
It is a nice risk reward thing, and especially in this first area, it doesn't make a big difference because of the fact that the enemies aren't that tough. But as I say, it gets a lot tougher. And
I'm guessing there's some times where there's loot that you're gonna want or need if it's like health.
Well,
you have to make that cool.
Health is important and ammo is important. I'm struggling to find the way out. You always have to go down, but because it's randomly generated, sometimes it can be a little tricky to find the way you're supposed to go. I think I might have to jump over this. Yeah. Mad skills, yo. Oh, keys. The thing is, because it is random, sometimes you get like loads of keys and loads of ammo.
Of course, yeah, depending on what you get.
There's a fishy dude.
But I'm mesmerised by it. I'm mesmerised by it, just the way it looks.
I must admit, though, this is smart. You'll notice. I ran out of ammo with my gun and threw it at him.
That's good.
Sweet.
See, it's the small touches in games like this that make it, because you're never going to get sort of, you know, huge production values. But stuff like that is what big games just don't do. They
No, and actually, you know what? One of the things that is smart about this is even the enemies fight each other, because the thing is, because this is made by a guy who was an AI designer, and regardless of what you think about the quality of the AI from Bioshock 2, it was a game which definitely had AI, right? And most simple games don't have AI.
Yeah, it's true.
Whereas it's kind of smart in this. So you see, I've just gone to the second level of the dungeon. It's kind of smart in this. The enemies do have AI. Like, you can stealth it. I can press C to crouch, and I can go around with my knife, and I can sneak up behind enemies, and I can stab them, and I can kill them. And sometimes, you know, the way enemy detection works, you've got to use that to your advantage. Like, you probably see before too long, there are situations where you just have to run. Like, you face things that you think, I don't think I can kill that. I met a giant slime monster, and I put about 30 bullets into it, and then just realised it wasn't doing anything. I wasted all my ammo, and I just had to run. And there are actually some pretty terrifying monsters in this. I mean, this starts off really basic. Floating eye dude. See, I attracted the attention of that because I fired the pistol. Nice.
Also, flying eye dude, very Zelda-y again.
Very Zelda.
Little nods.
It's proper like weird horror kind of. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Hooray! But the artifact system is also quite clever, right? I collect this money and I can spend that in shops, and there is definitely a Zelda nod in the shops because you can steal from the shops.
Brilliant.
But then it means that the shopkeepers
will get mad at you.
Will get mad at you.
In there and sometimes turn into magic monsters.
Precisely. So that's a kind of complete nod to Zelda. But you can also, it's not quite like any of you who've played Rogue Legacy, which is kind of a rogue light in the fact that you always keep your experience and your gold, so you keep getting better each time you restart. In this, it doesn't quite do that, but that's not the game spazzing out, by the way. I keep pressing the lean button by accident, just so you know, it's not the game being mental, it's me. It's my fingers. But there is a chest that you find as well, and you can store money. So you can, if you invest it in a bank, it means you can keep money. Okay. And it means if you've got loads of money and you want to save some, then you can put it in the bank. And it means if you've got a run where you want to buy some cool upgrades, then you can basically save all your cash and
I like it.
Lunk it in one go.
It's nice systems.
It's actually clever. It's really clever. And I think the way it works, as you saw those 3 pedestals in the area at the start, dynamite's another item that's quite useful because you can. Oh God! No, I just jumped on spikes. It's fine. Oh, this is not good.
Oh, I love it. And those enemies, they are disturbing.
Well, they're disturbing, but not frightening.
Yeah.
These frog enemies are not frightening. And actually, I've got to be honest, when I first started playing this, my biggest concern... Oh, God. Oh, flip sticks. That's really annoying. I'm dead, which will have to start again. I'm going to resurrect, and I'm going to try and do a speed run to get to the end of this first book so I can show you the second book. Because the second book was the point at which I was playing this, and I was like, you know what? This game seems slick. This game seems cool. It's got some really nice depth to it. But there was a point when I was playing it where I was like, actually, this game is wicked. Like, this is the point where I feel quite comfortable to just say to people, yeah, like, get on this. Get access to this when you can, because you can pre-order it, you can get access to the beta, and you can play it. And I think it's going to be... I think it's going to be a big deal. I think this game is going to be a game that people are going to be talking about and playing for quite a while.
I can definitely see it, because I mean, like, just the way it's laid out, and the way it kind of, the way it plays, it just seems to have more to it than a lot of it. You know, you have a passing interest in things like me, and I'm not sort of like up to date with them all or hardcore, but straight away this one is like, it fascinates me, to be honest.
So look, some of the powers you can get, like this power allows me to hypnotise creatures, which is very Bioshock. I can spend... So the currency you spend on upgrades in the shop, you can also spend on using magic powers.
Nice.
So it means I can use some of my currency to hypnotise enemies to fight for me. There's one that allows you to jump, like, higher. There's one that allows you to almost do the Minecraft thing of... Oh, God, I just lost, like, so much health from that bug. What a git.
Man, this game it's not forgiving, is it?
It's not. Well, roguelikes aren't.
That's true, yeah.
There's a shop here, though. So I'll show you the stuff you can get in shops. It's quite... Oh, no, this isn't. This is a bank chest. So this is where you can use the bank, but I've only got one.
See, whoever thinks to put that in any game, you know, that's brilliant.
Well, that sort of thing's been done in a couple of things, but it's nice that it carries over. It means if you're having a bad time, if you think you're going to die, then it means you can at least be like, well,
store your stuff and then...
I will store my money for another time. Because some of the powers you can get are awesome. There's one power which allows you to right-click and create blocks. So it's literally like Minecraft. You can You can get around stuff. You can create walls to stop enemies, or you can create walls to get to higher levels by literally just right-clicking and creating Minecraft blocks, basically, which is a really, really smart idea. And there's another one which allows you so that when you use your pistol, shots from your pistol will destroy scenery, so you can use it to like get through walls. So that's what I mean. You know, I was showing Delver and I said it was lacking the elements that you need for a good roguelike. That's what this has got. And
no, I totally agree.
I can't get through any more of these because I've run out of keys. But I need to get down to the next level because honestly, it's so frightening.
I was about to say, if you say freaky or frightening, I'm going to get worried. Because even this, like, turn the lights off, you know, freak you out a little bit.
It is a bit freaky.
Everything freaks me out, though. I'm the biggest wuss on the planet.
Have you got the badge to prove it?
Oh, yeah. I got all the badges.
I'm the biggest wuss on the goddamn planet.
Everything scares me. If it's meant to scare, I'll get scared.
I need to work out a way to get over there. I like the fact you can run pretty fast as well. But again, because it has this proper stealth kind of AI, running attracts attention.
Yeah, because they hear your steps and stuff.
And they hear you. Ah, this is good though. Look at this. I can do the old dynamite shortcut.
See, that is awesome. I see.
Yep.
I love it when developers impress me.
Yeah,
I sound a bit arrogant. I didn't mean it like that, but I mean things like they didn't have to put that in, and no one would have gone.
This has got so much money in there. It's like a bank vault. Yeah, it's smart because it means you've got options. It's not as simple as a locked door. You've got to use keys. It's like if you've got a way of destroying the scenery, and you know what? There've been so many games that have been like, look, it's about like Minecraft that have come out since Minecraft, and this is one that actually takes the ideas of Minecraft in terms of the creation and destruction, and does something interesting with it.
Which I like. Because no one would have said, oh, I can't believe you can't blow up walls and doors with diamondite. But the fact that you can, it's just, oh.
And again, it's the simplicity of the systems. It's the fact that...
it's the noises they make.
The noises they make are a bit freaky. I need a gun and a knife, brilliant. At first I was like, what? So there's only like one gun and one knife? I was kind of like, oh, that's not a lot. But then you realise it's not about that. It's the fact you can only hold two things at once.
Yeah, nice. I was like that.
It means that... Whoa! It means that you kind of basically, if you want to carry dynamite, then you're like, well, I'm going to have to drop one of my items.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of a bit sketchy.
Someone said to me, Simon, today you're going to watch Matt shoot scary frogs in the head with a gun.
Oh God, what's that?
What is that? A snake? Oh my God.
Yeah, they're quite frightening.
Yeah, I don't like them. Anything that comes at you and screams is not high on my list of things I want to see.
So I'll bear that in mind for Christmas. Come on, I just want to get down to the third level.
Oddly fascinated by this.
It's really...
I keep forgetting we're doing a video, I'm just glaring at it going, my gosh.
It's a good sign, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Got to work out a way down. Usually I wouldn't rush it like this, but I really want to show you.
I'm enjoying the speed.
Can I get through here? This is a shop. So it's run by...
Oh, of course it is. By what looks like that thing from The Little Mermaid.
So you can buy food, you can buy keys, you can buy... this is quite nice. You buy a lucky charm, and that will give you more loot.
Nice.
Destruction means you do more damage with weapons and makes bullets destroy terrain.
Nice.
Which is sweet. I might buy that, actually, just because that's really useful. You can buy a medical kit, which basically means... Oh, cool. You can revive yourself after death.
Right, to stop you going back to
That's an extra life, basically.
Always good.
Locksmith means you can unlock doors for a small cost, which means you basically need keys.
They're all quite expensive as well, isn't it? Going to show that,
Yeah, there is some really pricey stuff. And this is the shopkeeper. Fisherman smiles.
Fisherman.
Welcome. I have so many good things. So that's nice. Little fish shop. Fishshop.com.
It's like a prime location.
Where's the... Oh no, but the problem I've got now is because the clever thing of the inventory system, the way it works, is I've got... I haven't got my compass anymore. You might have noticed there was a little green exit sign that showed me where the exits are.
Oh, but you have to know...
That's the item. So the amulet I've got replaces that. So now I don't get the luxury of knowing where the end of the level is.
Pulls no punches, does it? It's
no.
Like you make your choices, boy.
I have indeed. I've made my bed and now I must sleep in it. However, this next bit should be easier to spot because this is the kind of final part of the section.
I think I've had nightmares like this, you know.
There is something
It's
weirdly...
very claustrophobic and just horrible.
It is...
Like those tight corridors and stuff like that.
Brutal, mate, brutal. Brutal takedowns.
Imagine it had the Unreal Tournament voiceover guy in it. Ruined straight away.
Ah.
Oh, man.
They are unpleasant, but I've got to get to the next bit so I can show you just how unpleasant things get.
Oh, good. I'm excited. I look forward to that.
There was, honestly, there's a bit, there was something that happened to me basically when I got into the second section, and it's an idea they've ripped off from something else from popular media that is very dear to my heart. And when I realized that they'd done it, I was just like, that's incredible. I am a bit lost here.
I'm not surprised. I imagine that's half the point though, because like I say, it's very same corridors, giving you that, you know, again, claustrophobic, just which one am I supposed to go? Am I trapped? Am I not trapped? Is this giant fish going to kill me?
And again, I think that's part of the reason, especially in the later levels, the idea of you, once you've killed stuff, you're like, do you want to take the loot? Because you don't know what you're going to get either.
I never take any loot.
So you just press the button.
Yeah.
You're all right taking loot in these areas, because, I mean, a key is really good. But the problem you've got is, yeah, especially when the enemies get harder, you might not want to risk that. Well,
no, because, again, you have to decide what you need. I assume if you're low on health, you'll take the risk in case there's some health. But otherwise... But then again, if you don't have any enemies to kill you, then your low health may be all right. It's a very smart system, that is. I like that a lot.
It's cool. It's actually one of those things, dare I say, it is an original idea.
Well, yeah, I can't think of many other games. I'm sure there are, and I'm sure people know of them, but I don't know of any. I guess this is a good sign. Enemies lead the way to success, to salvation,
I can't be far off. I've just found a wide open area, so it must be near. Basically, I'm looking for an artifact. Oh, come on, there must be something down here. Oh, here we go, this is it. Because you can always spot it because it's like this big kind of
temple, yeah.
Temple, and then, right, this is it. So basically, the idea is once you've found a soul, and I've already unlocked this in my main game, but once you've found that, it now means that it opens up the second book. And I think the way it works is that it means there are 3 books, and these 3 books are worlds. There's only 3 levels to the first world, but this one I've been to like level 4, so I don't know how many, how deep it goes. Yeah. But I get the impression now that if I go to the pedestal, yeah. So it seems like to open that door
as well, yeah.
To open that door, you need to get through all 3 of these levels.
It's very Zelda-y as well.
Which is very Zelda-y. Hopefully there'll be 7 after that, but probably not. That's classic Zelda rules. So that means I can bank my my power money, which is probably not a bad idea, and I can go into the second world. And now the books are permanent. So now I've got that. I can, if I die again, I can come straight here if I want.
Okay, that's cool.
Which is nice. A nice bit of, again, just a bit of progression.
Yeah, and so you're not just grinding the whole time.
And also, you know, the areas are different, but the monsters are also different.
And there is the seemingly effect of someone just breathing on this level, it would sound like.
Yeah, well, no, I think that is monsters. The monsters in this are pretty horrible. I don't like them at all. And because the thing was, I was like, this game's quite cool, but the stupid frogmen aren't really that frightening. They're like a bit weird.
Yeah.
This is a cool thing. Look, I can use that's my upgrade, see? So I can do that. Oh God, here we go.
Oh, that is horrible.
Right.
Honestly.
Now. First things first, we've got 2 monsters here. Let's introduce you to the monsters. 3 monsters. Lizard men, not too frightening. Whoa, okay. Lizard men, not too frightening because, all right, maybe they are a bit frightening. Oh God.
Definitely aggressive.
Where's he gone? Where's he gone?
I don't think I blinked in 20 minutes.
Okay, so they're not too bad. These guys, terrifying.
Yeah.
And the thing that terrifies me about them is they only stay dead for about 3 seconds.
Oh, good. They look like deformed baby aliens.
They do, right? They do. And I don't like them.
What about if you shoot them? They always come back after a few seconds, do they?
Yeah, you can't... Oh, God, that's me out of ammo. But worse than that are these guys. All you can do with those dead guys is just hit them and run away, because they do have AI, so you can lose them. But worse than that, and this is the point at which I decided that I love this game, is these guys.
The hell was that?
Oh, it only works when they're looking at you. Fascinating. So look, that is a statue, but every time you don't look at it and it's looking at you,
Like a boo from Mario.
No, it's like the bloody statues episode from Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's
Not bloody Boo from Mario. And there we are. There's me killed by a statue of a dinosaur.
Jeez.
But it means that when you see those guys, you know that you have to basically, you have situations where you're literally, let's just imagine for the sake of it, that this plant pot is one of them. You'll turn around the corner and you'll see one, you'll go, oh, and you know that as long as it can see you, if you're walking behind it, it's safe apparently, I've just learned that, but it means you end up like staring at it and then just walking backwards out of the room. And it means then you're walking backwards into areas that you've not been in, which means you don't know what's going to be in the next room.
That's clever.
It's really,
very, very smart.
Honestly, you know what? It's the sort of game where like at first I played this and I was like, I played through this area and thought, oh, the frogmen aren't that frightening. Doesn't seem like there's that much to this game. As soon as I got into this area and saw some of the nastier monsters and the more inventive stuff, I sort of think, you know what? Like, I can't wait to see the stuff in this book.
Who knows what the third
I can't wait
book
to see, what's through that door. If there's a whole other area, if there's just a final boss or something, or more stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed by this. Yeah, so anyway, I showed Delver at the start just to say, look, it's on Steam at the moment. It's the sort of thing, you look at the screenshots, it looks a lot like this, and you sort of think, yeah, that could be fun. I'd hold off, because this game, like I say, the open beta is going to be starting really soon. You can, I think if you pre-order now, you get access to the beta as soon as it goes. The beta could be starting this week, to be honest. It just said September. Who knows? It seems like it's in a pretty finished state to me. It's got tons of atmosphere, it's got tons of charm, it's got really cool ideas. I hugely recommend this game.
Yeah.
I think it's badass.
Even as an observer, I would agree with that.
Yeah. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and speak next time.
Stay safe.
Bye.